Hi, I'm Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of today's newsletter is going to be friends with benefits or walk away and never look back. Well, this particular email is from a guy. He says he's read 3% Man 15 times, and he started following my work all the way back in 2019, 5 years ago, after he was referred by a friend. And so recently he moved cities and he moved in. I guess he's got a female roommate. I guess he's renting a room or something, trying to keep his expenses low, which is smart. Gives him more money to invest and put away for his retirement. So someday he can live off of his dividends and his stock investments. So his roommate introduced him to her hot girlfriend, and this hot girlfriend tells her friend, "Hey, your male roommate's really cute. I want his number." So she got his number. They started talking. Shortly thereafter, they started hooking up. And after about 2 months, he became exclusive with her after she was, I wouldn't say begging, but she was really trying hard to lock him down. So things were good for a period of time. Remember, you got to be in the vetting process. That's what you're doing. You got to vet everybody, character's destiny. It doesn't matter whether their background is great and it seems perfect on paper or their background is questionable. You always got to vet people on their character. Sometimes people grow up in really difficult situations and they learn from it and they grow from it and they resolve to be a better person. And other times people grow up with every advantage and they're just total shitbirds, basically. So, as he continued to vet, one night they were hanging out. I guess she was passed out. So he decided to go through her phone because, as Ronald Reagan said, trust but verify. Okay, something was obviously up. His spidey sense was kind of tingling a little bit. And so he sees a bunch of messages from one of her exes. And then he sees that she slid into some dude's DMs on social media, trying to get his attention. Now, keep in mind, he's agreed to be exclusive at this point. It looks like he kind of got away from the principles in the book. And over time, he started pursuing her. Her interest dropped. She respected him less and less. And then that's probably when he went through the phone. And so it just led to a series of events. They broke up. He doesn't feel like he can trust her for obvious reasons. I mean, if your girlfriend is sliding into some other dude's DMs trying to get his attention, well, that's not the thing a loyal woman would do. Again, this is why you date. This is why you got to keep your eyes open. You got to vet people properly. Character is destiny. You got to look at what they do, not what they say. And so one thing he says is the sex was just incredible. And so after they broke up, she basically texted him, said, "Hey, would you like to continue sleeping together?" Obviously, I assume that's because she likes sleeping with him because, as she would probably say, he's got some really good dick. He's got some good dick game. So he's like, "What do I do, coach? Should I just be a friends with benefits or should I just cut her off completely?" So let's go through his email. He says, "Hey, coach, I first found your work from a friend in 2019. I read your first book approximately 15 times, although only once in the past year. I'd say ideally once every 6 months, just to help keep it fresh. Because whatever you observe, you participate in. If you stop reading a book and you only consume movies and TV, you're getting brainwashed, and that's all you're participating in. So over time, that's going to have a negative effect on your mindset and your game. You got to stay sharp. It's just like going to the gym or exercising, eating healthy. You just got to be disciplined about it, even when you don't want to be. I moved to Miami for a job back in May. I sublet an apartment and became friends with the girl roommate I had. And she introduced me to her friends. The next morning, she came and said, "My friend thinks you're cute and wants your number." See, that's always beneficial. See, in this particular case, he's got a cute female roommate. He's not trying to sleep with her or anything. He's just hanging out. He's not coming on to anybody. He's got one single female roommate. I don't know if she's single or not, but she has a lot of cute girlfriends. So they hung out. It's one dude, bunch of girls. It's good leverage. Women find you more attractive when you're outnumbered. So as a man, it's always good to put yourself in situations where there's more girls than guys. Always think about that ratio. Fast forward, we went on our first date and we hung out, had fun, and hooked up, although there were... Well, hooking up is sex, just so you know. Don't tell me you hooked up with a girl when you just hung out and maybe kissed. Don't try to bullshit the coach. Although there were no indoor Olympics until the second date. So he did hook up. It just didn't happen on the first date. I saw some red flags and completely ignored them because I didn't want to be with her at the time. He's like, hey, he just moved to Miami. He's like, first girl I met. I mean, that's beautiful how it works, right? He's hanging out with his roommate. Hey, come hang out with my girlfriends and I. One of them really likes him. Hey, I want your roommate's number. See how easy that is? He didn't have to do anything. He just showed up. He's the king of his kingdom, and he's outnumbered by the ladies. It's always a good thing to keep in mind when you're building your social circle. However, the sex was insane. She had good V game, I guess you would say. The VJ was... And I grew to realize this girl could help me grow in many ways, and I could help her grow too. Around week 7 and 8, she told me she loved me. That's pretty much right according to the book. So far, he's... But however, we don't know if she's a good person or not at this point in the story. And she told me she didn't want me sleeping with anyone else. She says she wanted them all to himself, basically. So you would think, oh, that's a girl who really values loyalty, monogamy, exclusivity. I want you all to myself, basically, which is nice. But trust but verify, as Ronald Reagan said. I didn't accept it at first, and 2 weeks went by, and she kept asking, and I made it exclusive. That's the way it should be. She wore him down because the perception was he was the man. And at the end of the day, he's living with her female roommate, and on some level, she's going to be a little worried that her girlfriend is going to probably hop in his bed too. Again, this guy did a good job. He set himself up. If you're going to live with girls, or if you're going to have roommates, why not have cute female roommates? It's always great. Even Mr. Chunky understands that. He went and did a class his last year in college away in Italy. And it was him and 3 or 4, I think 4 other girls. So there was like 6 of them in a place. Him and another dude, which the guy didn't have any game. He was kind of a beta male. So Chunky wrecked shop. Just he was outnumbered. What a great way to see Europe, by the way. If you're in college, you do one of those little exchange programs. Go someplace. You have a bunch of cute female roommates. And you're outnumbered. And you know the book, they're going to come on to you. They're going to make it really easy. I found out some things about her that were hard to accept. Well, this is part of the vetting process, and sometimes you're going to find out information that's just disconcerting. And instead of taking some steps back, I pushed forward. Why? Because the VJ was insane. It was insane, he said. She rocked his world, and he couldn't see straight. She was his kryptonite. I went through her phone one night and saw that she had old pictures of her ex-boyfriend, which, whatever. I got lots of old pictures, too. I'm not deleting them. Got to maintain operational security. It's always nice to look back in the future, especially as the decades roll on and go, wow, she was amazing. And I saw that but I'm not sitting there flipping through them every day, but it's nice to have. And I saw that she DM'd someone on social media. Yeah, remember, this is the girl that wanted them all to herself. And instead, hey. So you see something like that, and you're just like, damn, no bueno. That didn't sit well for me, and we talked about it, and she said, I thought you were going to break up with me. She got very drunk at a dinner meeting with my mom for the first time, and although I was the one feeding her drinks. Well, come on, bro. You get your girlfriend shit-faced in front of your mom, and so she makes an ass out of herself. Probably not a good idea, but then again, Part of the vetting process. She spilled her beans. What'd your mom think of her? Probably wasn't too high on her. I'd ignored her for 2 days because I was mad about it. I know I shouldn't have ignored her. Yes, it's rude. But he needed time alone in his man cave to really think about, geez. I then let my insecurities and not being honest with myself get the best of me. By the time I realized her attraction had dove into the ground, see, his game came apart because he was hypnotized by the chocha. Cody, did you get the chocha? I got the chocha. Oh, is it a good chocha? I tried to fix it as I was pursuing, and I couldn't save it. Too bad, dude. She had lost all respect for me. I found out she went on Twitch to stream 2 days ago. I told her I didn't want her doing that previously when she was at her girlfriend's house, dazzled up in full makeup just to invite attention from other men. Yeah, if at this point she doesn't respect you anymore, sounds like Elvis had already kind of left the building. He fell asleep, wasn't paying attention. Then his spidey sense was tingling because his game got sloppy. And then he realized things were kind of too late. And so this particular girl, if she's not happy and she's lost attraction and she's lost respect, she's going to monkey branch on you when she's still with you and not feel bad about it. Because at the end of the day, her feelings have changed. I broke up with her this morning. I do really love this girl, but there are many red flags. Well, again, a family-oriented girl is just not going to do things like that. She's just not. She said this morning, sounds good. You never valued or respected me either. Then proceeded to call me 2 times. And then sent a text saying, I just wanted to know if you wanted to keep sleeping together, but I suppose I won't hear back from you. He says, I haven't answered. Should I do friends with benefits or walk away and never look back, or wait a while, then friends with benefits? Well, as a good buddy of mine used to say when we were younger, well, if the good Lord's willing to give it, I'm willing to take it. So, you're new in the city. What would I do in this situation? Well, we know she's not a good, loyal girlfriend. If she's happy, she's faithful and loyal. And if she's not, she's sliding in other dudes' DMs. I don't know what she's doing on social media or on Twitch, what she's showing. I know you can't do too much on Twitch, but bottom line is they get a lot of attention and dudes throw money at them. Is that the kind of girl you want to take home to mom? You want to have kids with somebody like that? Probably not. But you can have fun, and I would definitely wear the condom and make sure you flush the condoms. Don't throw them in the garbage, especially if you're very wealthy. Don't be one of those dudes that slips one past the goalie living in a blue state. And then now you're stuck 20 years supporting a chick that you just wanted a simple release with. So what would I do if I were you? Well, I wouldn't do anything. I mean, I would answer her. I wouldn't ignore her. That's not what I teach. So it tells me you need to get back into the book because you're just doing stupid things and your game's kind of sloppy. But because your game was sloppy, you found out that she really wasn't a very loyal person. But you can't have a lot of friends and the sex is insane. I would just wear a raincoat. Because here's what will happen. If you start... Because if she's friends with benefits, you should go back to being the way you were in the beginning. If she calls you, hang out, have fun, hook up, I wouldn't take her on dates. Invite her over, Netflix chill. Again, wear a raincoat. And what'll happen is she'll get more hooked on you. And then the other guys will get blown off, and then she'll be going out, jumping through her butt, trying to convince you that she's changed. She's not like that anymore, and she wants you all to herself. She's really sorry. She's really remorseful. Yeah, whatever. As soon as her interest drops again, that's the way she'll behave. Because the longer you're together with anybody, you're gonna slip up. You're gonna make mistakes. You're gonna get too caught up at work. You're not gonna date and court her properly at times. You're not gonna make her feel heard and understood. Just things are gonna happen. So now we know that how this woman behaves when your game gets sloppy is that she just starts looking outside the relationship for fulfillment. She's the kind of girl that likes to create a Frankenstein boyfriend project. So, family, girlfriend, loyalty, it's not this girl, but the sex is insane. So, unattached friends with benefits could work to your advantage while you continue to look for somebody who's loyal and faithful. And you could say, I love you to death. I think you're a great girl. Sex is insane. Love being with you. But when you're not happy, you're just going to seek attention outside our relationship. So I just don't trust you anymore. But we can have a lot of fun until I meet somebody that is loyal and has the same value system as me. But date who you want. Sleep with who you want. I don't want to hear about it. I'm going to be doing the same. But you got to understand, I'm looking for a girl that's loyal and faithful. And more than likely, she'll really put the full court press on to try to get you to be exclusive again. And then you'll have all the leverage, which is what you really want, but you're going to have to exercise self-control. And again, wear the raincoat. Don't be raw dogging it. Don't be slipping one past the goalie. Because girls like this get head over heels in love with you, and they want you all to themselves. They think, oh, a baby will keep him around. So you got to think about that. There's a lot of risks. There's a lot of downside risks. It's your life. You do what you want, boo-boo. But she could just be one of the girls in your rotation. But from my perspective, she's totally disqualified herself from any consideration for a girlfriend based on that behavior. Now, if it was me, because I'm older and more experienced, that would have been it. I would have tapped out and said, you've been great. We can be friends, but that's about it. And I would not be giving her the meat missile anymore. But you're young, you're in a new city. Maybe you end up hooking up with one of her friends. Maybe you hook up with your roommate. If you just have totally unattached type of attitude, we're like, I'm not getting serious with you ever again. You basically cheated on me. So you don't have the value system that I'm looking for in a long-term partner. But, man, we can have a lot of fun until that happens. We can love each other and have a good time and be lovers, friends with benefits, but you just got to understand it's not going to go anywhere. And scarcity creates value. Less really is more. That's going to really get her obsessed with you. But hopefully you don't get hypnotized by... Because if you're hanging out with her all the time and she's going to be all over you like white on rice, and she's really going to put the full court press on to get you to cave and agree to be her girlfriend again or her boyfriend again. So it just depends on how much self-control you have. If you know yourself and you know you'll probably just get lazy because it's so easy. But if you have an unattached attitude towards it, maybe she'll bring some of her girlfriends over and you can have some threesomes with her. Have fun. You're a young dude. It's like, enjoy your life, man. But know what you're looking for. Stay committed to that. And then when you find somebody that's got the right value system, then these other girls are just going to have to go by the wayside. That's what I would do if I were you. Just because, again, you're young. And your game was kind of sloppy, and so that was on you. So you need to tighten your game up. But the good news is, because you got sloppy, you saw what happened when you got complacent. It's much better to find that out now than when you're 3 years down the road and you got a couple kids with her. And then you find out she slid into somebody else's DMs and stuff like that. So the way I look at it is what happened, and it couldn't have happened any other way. This was supposed to happen. So have fun. If you got a question or a challenge, you want to get my help, go to understandingrelationships.com, click the products tab at the top of your screen on any page of my website, and book a coaching session with yours truly. If you guys haven't already signed up for our paying members-only content, in the video description of this video, there are links to join on YouTube, or you can join on Spotify, or preferably you can join members-only content on our website. Now, just so you guys know, there's just too many Karens there. They're very politically correct. Basically, stuff that's G and PG rated for the most part is what we're going to put on YouTube. The stuff we're going through my Twitter feed and stuff like that, and it involves police shootings, some graphic videos. There's just you want to talk about the clot shot and stuff like that. I can't talk about that stuff on YouTube, or they'll remove the videos and give me a strike. So I just don't discuss those things. So there are videos that are on Spotify and my website, but they're not ever going to be on YouTube. But most of the content will be in all three places. So if you subscribe on YouTube, you'll watch the videos on YouTube. You won't be subscribed to the website. If you subscribe on Spotify, you won't have access to the paying member stuff on the website or YouTube. They're not connected, just so you know. And so on my website, you can get a 7-day free trial so you can check out and see what kind of content you get for your money. So on a weekly basis, I do 5 additional paid members only video newsletters similar to this one that only the paying members have access to. We have a weekly 3% Man Study Group podcast with myself and the girls and Chunky, and a weekly Mastering Yourself Study Group podcast. Every week we publish an episode. We're going page by page in the book. Sometimes we answer your viewer questions, obviously, as well. People that are paying members are going to get priority to have their questions answered in our 3% and Mastering Yourself Study Group. And there's other videos and interviews that I do that will only be for paying members as well. And the good news is on the website, you can do a 7-day free trial. And if you can choose a monthly plan or an annual plan. If you choose an annual plan, you'll get a 25% discount for paying the full year's membership premium up front after the 7-day free trial is over. You can go to understandingrelationships.com, just click the plans tab at the top of your screen on any page and start your free trial today. Until next time, I will talk to you soon.